Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, to join us at this webinar that we have organized in the framework of Bioboost project. This is a project financed by Horizon, the program Horizon, and we are in the final stage of the project. So it's very important for us to organize this kind of activities for our SMEs. My name is Fátima Carmona. I am Director of R&D and Project in onTech Innovation. We are the Spanish partner of this in this project. Okay. And we are also the biggest ICT cluster in the south of Spain, with more than 700 associated companies, universities, and other kind of organizations. And we are very active in the field of R&D project at national and also at European level. So this year we have implemented more than 15, but also another 4 at European level. Bioboost is one of them, Inject Bioarm in the framework of biohealth sector, and also we are part of Digital Innovation Hub AgriFood. So let me present today's agenda. My screen. We are going to start with a brief presentation of the Bioboost project by Conny Hanghøj, Senior Innovation Manager in Food and Biocluster Denmark. They are the coordinator of the Bioboost project. Then María Roca, Senior Project Manager in FundingBox, is going to present 3 different funding opportunities program. After that, Kowalska from Fundacja UNIMOS, the Polish partner in this project, is going to present other kind of activities and opportunities provided by the project D2XCEL. Maria from FundingBox is going to present the recipe for success in Cascade Fund, because I would like to remind you that FundingBox is expert in that area. So for sure, she's going to provide a very useful information in that field. And we are going to finish with a session of question and answers to the speakers. So, Conny, you can start. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll just share my screen. One moment. Do you see my presentation?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. So I'll be presenting the Bioboost project. The main goal, or what we say, what about the project, is that we are supporting SMEs working in the bioeconomy sector. And as Fátima told you, Food and Biocluster Denmark is the project coordinator of this project. The objectives and focus in this project is within the bioeconomy sector. We are with agri-food, we have forestry, bio-based chemicals, materials, and products, and also bioenergy. We also have food and food waste, but these 5 topics are the main topics. Why can I not? Do I do this? Yeah, sorry. Within the Bioboost innovation ecosystem, we work with SMEs, we work with startups, we also have contact with authorities, all academia, industry, universities, other knowledge institutions. We work with the local communities and all innovation agencies and clusters and stuff within this bioeconomy sector innovation ecosystem. Oh, this was a new slide, yeah. The project activities that we have listed in this project, the project is almost done, but we still have a lot of activities. We are 7 partners. No, we are 8 partners from 7 countries involved. And we are involved in regional activities for hackathons and challenges. We have this funding webinars. We have some pitching sessions where SMEs can pitch their ideas and have help from other countries or other partners. And then, of course, we have this supporting system on innovation management. I talked a bit about the project group, the project partners. It's clusters, business innovation centers, public finance organizations, and we are from 7 European countries listed here: Denmark, France, Finland, Spain, Poland, Slovenia, and Lithuania. And the partners are listed. Oh, you can't see, I'm pointing at my screen, sorry. But the partners are listed down there: Food and Biocluster Denmark, and onTech Innovation, and Lithuanian Innovation Center, and the rest you can see. And we are placed different spaces in Europe. The overall purpose of this project is to increase the latent potential of participating innovation agencies. And of course, we should learn from leading innovator regions. There are some more developed regions involved in this project, and some less developed regions should learn from that. And we are doing that with staff exchange and study visits. So we have been all partners have been visiting each other, countries and knowledge institutions. So we have learned a lot from each other and given knowledge to other partners. And we have expanded our networks and the cooperation. And of course, we have tried to involve SMEs from our respective partner countries in this project. Some of the goals we need to achieve: well, we need to improve providing good service to SMEs in our respective countries. And we have done that through staff exchanges and study visits in the partner countries. And in the project, there's been an ongoing learning process with other partners. We have had some SME support like this today, where we get access to funding, and we have also had access to expert support, and of course market exposure. And of course the project is still ongoing, so we haven't got any results to present. They are yet to come. The project runs out in end of January 2025, so that's next year. Hopefully we have something to present at our closing seminar in Brussels. That was a short introduction from my side. If you want to know more about Bioboost, please reach out to me or any of the other partners. Was that within my 5 minutes, Fátima?
Perfect, Conny. Perfect. Thank you very much for
Welcome.
contextualizing the activity to provide information about the goals and purpose of the project. So thank you.
Welcome.
So now let's move to the next session by María Roca, that is going to present different funding opportunities.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for the invitation to participate in this event. I'm happy to hear about this project. And just for those that don't know FundingBox, I would like to introduce it very briefly. We are the leading partner for Cascade funding. So currently we are managing more than 50 projects that have these funding opportunities. As you can see in my slides, 85 million euros will be distributed in the next 2 years. So for those that are not familiar with what Cascade funding is a mechanism that was created by the European Commission in order to reach smaller stakeholders, smaller organizations that could benefit from European funds in order to increase their innovation activities. There are different ways of how Cascade funding operates, but mainly it's a combination of funding that usually goes between 60K to 200,000K, and then it's followed with the support program where the partners of the different projects offer business support, technological support, or any kind of support. I give you an example. For instance, there was a project that we managed at FundingBox where There were small grants given to the SMEs that wanted to test laser-based additive manufacturing technologies into their processes. So the research and technology organization within the project conducted a small feasibility study to know whether this technology is appropriate for their processes or products development. And based on the outcomes, then they had the opportunity to apply for further funding in order to then, do a small experiment to test the technology in their shop floors or in their different products and setups. So just a little bit. So how it works, as I was mentioning, my company is now working in 50 projects. So it means we write the proposal to the commission, we win these projects, and then we are in charge of distributing. So in a way, we operate like a small European Commission, just for you to understand. So we open a small open calls. We develop the guidelines, everything that is the formal need for this type of opportunities, and then open the different opportunities for the wider public to apply. So about the open calls, and also because I wasn't sure how familiar you are, just for you to know that all the information is public. You can find it in the European Commission website. As you can see here, this is where you can find also information about Horizon Europe. And there is this button here where you can select it, calls for funding in Cascade, and you will then see all the information that relates to Cascade funding opportunities. Okay, so you can set up your filters also by topic. This is something that is very easy to do, and find the information about the open and upcoming opportunities available. Also, as I was mentioning, my company is one of the pioneers in Cascade funding distribution. So also in our website, you can find information mainly of the projects that we deal with. And very recently, we have launched a platform that is called OnePass. This platform has been supported partly from European funded projects, and it wants to become like an international or European wallet for Cascade funding and to apply to different opportunities. Very briefly, our idea is that once you have introduced all your company information, you have gone through the due diligence processes that occurs after each application stage, then this information will always be available in the website, in our platform. So in case you want to apply for a second funding opportunity, you don't need to include your data again. So in a way, we want to streamline the access to Cascade funding opportunity. The main difference with this website and the one that I showed you before is that in this case, we include information of all Cascade funding opportunities available from our company and from other projects. So any type of public funding that is available is included in this website. It's free of charge. You can register, and you can also set up your newsletter topics for you to receive targeted communications. Okay. So about the open calls and specific Cascade funding opportunities, I just selected 3 of them that are at the moment open. There is one that is closing tomorrow, but I have information about the next calls, so I will be introducing it to you. So in this case, my colleague Yoli, who couldn't be today here, shared with me the slides. This project is called TALOS, and as you can see, is mainly to improve the operation in photovoltaic scenarios with artificial intelligence. They are now working in 5 different solutions. You can see here for the deployment on tools of human-robot collaborative environments. Also land-based photovoltaic operation and maintenance. The same applies for floating photovoltaic plants and also agricultural monitoring and inspection. Okay, so this is mainly, they have 3 different pilots across Europe One is land-based, other is floating-based, and another one is agricultural based. So based on these scenarios, they have launched this open call that, as you can see, was open in September, is ending the 3rd of December. So it means you still have time to apply. One of the main difference, if we compare these cascade funding opportunities with Horizon Europe proposals, is that application forms usually have 10 pages, more or less, as an average. And in our experience, the time to prepare a good application can be probably 1 week, okay, depending, of course, on the expertise of your company in this. What it means is that in terms of efforts, I think is a good opportunity to start working in European project, especially if you are working in any of the areas I will be presented today. It's worth enough to write an application and try. Also, another interesting case is that based on different surveys that we did to our applicants, one of the things that they mentioned is that, of course, money was important to them, but what they value the most was the network opportunities and the services that they could get from the different organizations of the project. So, yeah, this is what I wanted to transmit. But what are the entities that can apply? You can see here startups and SMEs. As you know, the European Commission has different definition of what a startup, what is an SME. So based on this reference, yeah, you can fit either in startups or SMEs. And then about the eligibility of the country, this is something important to check in all open calls, because not open calls are open for all associated countries to Horizon Europe. It depends, but of course to the member states and overseas countries and territories. As I was explaining, as you can see, they have these 3 pilot scenarios. The ones in land-based are based in Spain. Agri is based in Portugal, and floating is based in the Netherlands. Based on these 3 scenarios, they develop what they called challenges. So they are looking for SMEs and startups that help the project to overcome these challenges that they have detailed here. It means that your application form needs to give answers and contribute to solve the challenges mentioned here. One of the good things that they have done in order to facilitate the access to the funding opportunities is also that you will be able to apply to 3 different challenges, okay? But only the
Oh. Maria, are you here?
Hello?
Now we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I don't know, maybe my connection was lost, sorry for that. So I was mentioning that don't worry about the funding, because you can complement this 30% with your own personal cost, okay? One of the main advantages of cascade funding is that you don't need to complete timesheets. It's a lump sum. It means that you will receive the payments based on your deliverables, okay? Plus, you will receive a 9-month support program with engineers that will help you in the integration, testing, and validation. For those that are interested, the next webinar will be on the 21st of September, so you are still in time to participate. The other one that I will go very briefly, because as I said, this one is is closing tomorrow, but there is this network of excellence where they are looking for organizations that are working on distributed, trustworthy, efficient, and scalable AI at the edge. Okay. This is the opportunity I was mentioning, and this is totally different of the one that I presented before, in the sense that they are organizing an exchange program between RTOs and academia, where they are looking for PhD students to visit the different locations of the project partners and have a stay there of 6-7 months to work together in the topics that are relevant for the project. Okay, as I said, this is closing tomorrow, so unfortunately you don't have time. But what I wanted to say is that next year there will be the second and third open call, where they are going to look for RTOs, academia, private companies, startups. So this is a good opportunity because it's not restricted to SME. So if you belong to a university or research organization, this is something that you could check. And they will select 10 beneficiaries per open call and get financial support up to 60K. Okay, so you can see the dates are estimated. It means that they can change, but nevertheless, next year, stay tuned because some opportunities will come. You have here the information to subscribe to their newsletter and be updated with the next opportunities. And finally, this project that is called ARISE is mainly for human-centric industrial robots. They have launched now the first open call. Mainly, as you can see here, what they are aiming at is to empower the European industry with robust, real-time, enabled open source middlewares. They are using Fireware and other ones that I cannot recall now entirely. But you can find all the information on the website. Also, to create trustworthy human-robotic interaction frameworks, create these use cases that they are now going to fund through this open call, and of course engage with European suppliers, SME startups, and end users to support adaptations and refine. They are now also creating an open library for reliable open source based AI modules, and of course they are creating this ecosystem of innovation where they want to work with the industrial partners as well. But what is important about the open call is that it will be open until January next 16. It means you have enough time to prepare your application form if you are working on this. Then the benefits will be to participate in a 12-month support program together with a mentoring program and get up to 200K per project. Okay. In this case, again, about the eligibility, something you need to consider is that you are based in the countries eligible for the open call. And then about who can apply, there's also interesting opportunity in the sense that teams, you should be working on teams. In some occasions, cascade funding opportunities are for single applicants. However, as you see, there's this European component where they want people, you know, to work together with other organizations. It could be, as it happens in this project, that you need to work with 2 entities and be led by an SME. Okay, so ideally the teams should be composed by a technology provider. So it means the one that is providing the robotic solutions plus the end user. So it means an SME that has a real environment where to test the robotic solution. Also, as you can see here, there is a small note at the bottom, is when, you know, it could happen that a single applicant fulfill both. Okay, this is also possible, but then they ask you, you know, to provide detailed information on how they will be distributing the roles among the team members. Okay, but this is also something that could happen. And similar to the project TALOS, where they established this list of challenges, this is the case again for ARISE. They have established here 8 challenges. According to the project, these are the most common challenges for the industry to apply human-robot interaction solutions. And based on this, your company should be giving answers to these challenges. You have here the information about the ARISE open call. Most of the applications that are managed by FundingBox are their application form is online. It means that you will have to register to the platform and then fulfill the different sections that are asking. As I said, it's very important that you answer the questions that are included, because the application forms are not very long, but you need to make sure that you respond exactly to the questions that are made in the application form. And finally, even though I know that you are not eligible for this project, I wanted you to start raise awareness a little bit about this opportunity, because next year, this project that is called KISD is working on cybersecurity, and now is creating a network of national coordination centers of cybersecurity across the EU. Okay, in this case, organizations from outside the EU are not eligible, but next year they are going to fund SMEs. They are going to give the opportunity to the SMEs to run small tests to see what are the vulnerabilities of your company. So I just wanted, to give heads up and check this project, because next year probably there will be these opportunities for SMEs. And yeah, in case in your countries the national coordination centers apply, probably you will be hearing, because they will be organizing event to promote, the outcomes of the project. And this was it from my side. I think I respected my time. Sorry if I went very quickly, but we will have time for questions and answers later. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maria, to provide this useful information about different lines that are open for SMEs. Well, let's move to the next session. I would like to request you to turn on your cameras for a second in order to take a photo of the group. It's okay for you? Only for a second. Could you put your cameras? Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Hi, Breve.
Okay. Now, let's move to the next session conducted by Kowalska from Fundacja UNIMOS, the Polish partner in this project that is going to present the opportunities by the D2XCEL project. Thank you, Kasia.
Thank you, Fátima. So welcome, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today, and thank you very much for this opportunity to present the D2XCEL project, which is very linked and I think complementary both to the Bioboost and all the opportunities presented by Maria before. So D2XCEL is a scaling up project related to European deep tech and digital innovation, where we are working on sustainable logistics, trades, transport, mobility, energy, construction, and smart cities. A very holistic one, and powered by a multidisciplinary consortium that gathers 13 partners from 8 countries and is led by TechTour, connecting investors, innovation hubs, accelerators, advisory, corporate advisory services, and also universities. And as UNIMOS, we are very proud to be part of this consortium, as here we can also contribute with our networks, clusters, and different cross-sectoral and international collaboration partners and opportunities we have been gathering in our alliance. UNIMOS is located in Warsaw and was created in 2015. And basically, the name comes from Spanish, that means unite, and this is what we do, as we unite cluster, business, science, and regions, mostly for strategic collaboration in different fields, and using very hands-on and entrepreneurial approaches. So currently, we have 12 European projects. D2XCEL is one of them, and we are collaborating on a daily basis with more than 125 partners, and also have regional projects financed by our regional government that we always mix in terms of creating opportunities both at regional and international level. So just very briefly, in terms of D2XCEL, so we are building a network of more than 200 investors, public and private lead customers, innovation hubs and innovation ventures. We are offering we are working in two cohorts with 50 ventures in each of them that are receiving support that is during of duration of 6-8 months for the program across 10 sectors that we are calling market opportunities. And by the end of the project, 100 ventures will be benefiting from very holistic and interconnected mentoring service. So the support is mostly offered in three main axes. One is related to individual and collaborative mentoring, that is gathering pan-European growth funding opportunities, pan-European markets and internationalization, also stretching founder team and boards, and building and managing a strong IPR portfolio. Then we are offering access to ventures, customers, and partners. So this is very good in terms of development of contacts, opportunities, networking, and also attracting investments to the company and participate in created roadshows in person and online, and building strategic relations and to drive business success. And of course, it is also having in mind that the stakeholders network is large and strong, and we are building and raising international awareness and visibility for SMEs via different channels and tools like success stories, recorded pitches, promotional videos, as well as organizing different roadshows activities. So as already said, this network is a core of the program and is composed of prominent expert investors, public and private customers and procurers. We also have network partners, independent mentors that are supporting selected deep tech and digital ventures that are working in 10 market opportunities. So right now there's an open call number 2, which will be closed by 16th of December. And here we are working on 5 market opportunities. UNIMOS is leading the first one, which is supply chain management and trade finance. But we have also sustainable mobility, renewable energy production, circular models for cities and regions, and also AI-powered utility management for sustainable and smart cities. The first open call has already closed, so 50 deep tech and digital ventures are already engaged in the program and are receiving different kinds of supports. So in terms of application, this open call number 2 is open to deep tech and digital companies that are coming from EU member states or Horizon Europe associated countries, which have already received a first investment or public grant, that are also looking to expand their market or for Series A to Series A plus funding, and are focused on trade, energy, mobility, circular models, and smart cities. So the mentoring program is divided into 3 main axes because the company at individual level receives customized program support with online sessions with personal mentors, then have access to key players, investors and customers and partners with different opportunities to raise international awareness and visibility, and also participate in on and offline events to meet investors and corporate partners. At group level, they can also interact with the other companies, other deep tech that are participating in the market opportunities, because we are organizing different workshops on hot topics that are combined with optional individual service upon demand and availability. And the topics are related, for instance, to fundraising, to founder team and recruitment, internationalization, and go-to-market and strategy, IPR portfolio, public funding, and perfect pitching. So it is very complex, very holistic, very also tailor-made program for the selected companies. And mostly what we are also looking for are, as already said, deep tech and digital technologies that are needed for concrete market opportunities. Like, for instance, in supply chain management and trade finance, we are looking for IoT, blockchain, cloud, quantum, 6G, autonomous system, composable architecture, data collaboration, and other technologies. So for each of the market opportunities, there are key technologies that have been identified, but also the open call, it's not restricted to those. So if there are any other innovation solutions, companies are more than welcome to apply for. So you will find also information about A-powered utility management for sustainable and smart cities, and also sustainable mobility and renewable energy production. All the information is included in our website, and the timeline is presented here. So the open call was just open in the 1st of October and will end on 16th of December. Then we'll have in February evaluation, and in March 2025 there will be announcement and confirmation of 50 selected companies that will start the scaling program for kicking off in beginning of April, and that will last until October 20. So what needed to it's to just fill the online form and also upload the latest pitch deck focusing on leadership competence, product technology merit, market potential, go-to-market strategy, presentation quality, and also business clarity and credibility. And there is also opportunity to get more in detail information during info webinars for applying ventures, but also for network stakeholders. So the next one will be held tomorrow, October 21st at 1 p.m. And we will have next one on November 14 and November 28. So we are more than open to support you and provide more information on how to apply, and also what kind of, for instance, to identify and select the best market opportunity that is suited to concrete and needs and interest of the companies. So that would be all from my side. And again, really glad to be here today with you and open to all the questions you may have.
Thank you, Kasia. Different market opportunities, different innovation solutions are included in the project. Thank you. So we are in the last part of the webinar, and with María Roca by FundingBox is going to provide the recipe to apply it in Cascade funds. So thank you, María.
Now, sorry, I was muted. So yeah, so we have been talking about the opportunities, and now we have developed what we call the recipe. There are some tips on how to write a winning proposal. So similar to any of the European projects, that you might apply also to Horizon Europe, there are some key factors for writing a successful proposal. One of the things that I didn't mention, and I think Kasia mentioned in her presentation, is that administrative-wise is easier, Cascade funding. Also, usually the evaluation phase, it takes more or less 3 months. Which usually in Horizon Europe, it can take 6 months or even more. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the justification of project cost is very easy in the sense that you don't need to submit invoices or, timesheets or any type of stuff contracts and things like this. Okay, the main difference with some European projects like Horizon or Digital is that you are mainly paid on a lump sum. It means that at the beginning, if you are finally selected at the beginning of the program, you sign what it's called a sub-grant agreement, together with an individual mentoring plan, where you, based on your proposal, detail the activities that you are going to develop and the key milestones of your experiment, project, or proposal. And based on this, the payments will be done. Usually there is a pre-financing payment, and depending on each of the programs, they can have 2 more different payments plus the final payment. Okay, it depends on each organization that is running the open calls, but more or less this is the type of funding scheme that they are using. But if we want to write a proposal, first of all, think about the reasons of the call. We have been mentioning a little bit on the objectives of the projects, why they have developed this call. In some occasions, you need to read through the lines because it's maybe not entirely clear by the guideline for applicants. In the guideline for applicants is a document, the most important document for you to read before applying, where you can find information about the project, if they are responding to some European challenges. That could be the case. So imagine for those that are working on energy, probably they are responding to the European Green Deal. And, you know, there might be other strategies that they want to cover with a project. So it's very important for you to make sure that you understand why the project is launching a call, and that your project is part of the solution, right? That you contribute to the objectives of the project, and that you will be able to write a very good, you will be able to contribute effectively to the project objectives. Then we always say to people that is doing training with us that you should be reading your proposal as an evaluation mode, in the sense that make life of the evaluators easy. Establish KPIs, establish clear objectives, also how you are going to respond to the challenges that they are proposing. So be very clear and concise. I can tell you, I am also evaluator for the European Commission, and this is something that you feel immediately if the person that was writing the proposal is just money fishing, or they really, you know, there is something behind that they really want to make a change or try with their solutions to come with the result. Again, KPIs, it's key. This is something that I think as evaluator is very easy to understand, because there you put your own commitments. Also make sure that those are feasible. Okay, so if we can also notice if there are some projects that are just putting KPIs because of this. And again, don't try to convince evaluators of something that you don't do. It's also important that you mention, in case your company has competitors, that you mention the competitors, but you tell them, look, I know in the market there is this competitor, they are doing this, but my differentiator is that I'm going to provide this, and this is a solution that is not yet in the market. So, you know, try to be clear, concise, and also make sure that you don't overcommit. This is, I already mentioned, the consortium and proposed team. As Kasia also was mentioning, it's important that you show your team, the capability of your team. Most of the decisions made for startups or when they are applying to different rounds of fundings is based on the capability of the team. So this is also important for you. And consider also if they are asking for a consortium. In some cases, it needs to be cross-border. It means you will have to collaborate with other organizations as well, in those organizations that you already work with, because at the end of the day, you will have to deliver some results. So it's important that you trust those organizations that you are working with. And then also, in case in your company, there are also women that are having leadership position, give them the opportunity to lead these projects. In some occasions, this is favorable scored. In some occasions, it's only used for anti-proposals when they have the same scores. But in any case, it's something that I think is important, that we as a society also, give the chance to lead this proposal to women. If you have PhD in your company that are also women, give them the chance to be part of the proposed team. Innovation. And this might sound, I don't know, clear, but you will be surprised of how many times innovation is not there in the proposal. You need to showcase how your solution is more innovative, how you are going really to contribute to the innovative objective of the open calls. So, make sure that the innovation component is there. As I said, most of the open calls in Cascade funding are to test innovative solutions. So, probably there is something that your company maybe has not been involved or has not been developed yet. But what is important is that you show that you have this path towards the innovation dimension of your participation in the project, and also, based on similar actions that you have done in the past, you can always justify, how you are going to use this innovation. And also my recommendation is that in case these innovations are not so innovative for your company, because it might happen that you are a front runner and your company is already working on this, you can also show how this innovation will then repercute or have an impact on your staff, or on your providers or on your customers. Okay, the innovation, it doesn't mean that it needs to happen in your company, but rather having an impact on other members of the value chain. The problem to solve. Again, in the case of the funding opportunities that are mainly challenge-based, is easier because there is a challenge and you need to solve this challenge together with the project coordinator. In some others, there is no such thing, but still, probably with your solution, you are going to try to solve a challenge or a problem. So it's important that you highlight this. Okay. Usually also thinking about the evaluators mode is very easy for evaluators to understand what you are going to tackle, rather than thinking what exactly are you going to tackle. So be clear in establishing your outcomes and what is the problem that you want to solve. Okay. Or maybe also to the challenges that you are going to contribute to. For instance, we were mentioning this Green Deal, right? That is a major topic. I also recommend you to read some key documents from the European Commission in specific topics. Usually you will find this in the guide for applicants. If not, just do a quick search because it's important to have this mentioned to the European dimension. And this is the last point, the European dimension. As I said, all European projects have been funded on a purpose. As you know, Horizon Europe and Digital Europe program projects are responding to the topics and the challenges that the European Commission have laid down for the programming period. So it's important to show how you will contribute to tackle major challenges at European level. Okay. Also, I really recommend you, in case that you are working on regional level or local level, to check also at regional or local level the S3 strategies, because it's always nice for evaluators to see that, even if this has not a European dimension, because of course we know that with 60K or 200K is not such a big money to make a big change, but it's true that little by little, if you can contribute somehow at local level or at regional level, this will at the end have a wider impact. So those are my key recommendations. Again, innovation is key. So make sure that this innovative factor is there. And again, if in case that is not there, how others might benefit from your solution. This is also key. And also, in case that you have competitors that are working in a similar field, I recommend also to mention them to make sure that you are giving a twist to whatever is in the market. So with this, I end my presentation. I think now it's time for questions and answers. Yes, sorry, Fátima, if I can, the final touch. I always explain this story. We have a colleague at marketing that when she prepares presentations, she always says, I'm presenting the presentation to my son. He's 16 years old. And when I see his face, I already know if I'm doing good or bad. So my recommendation here, if you have someone in your company that can have a read to your final proposal and can be clear with you and give these new ideas on how to put the proposal on paper, do it. Although it might hurt at the beginning, if you are later successful, they will most probably pay off. So this is my recommendation to have someone external that has not been involved in the proposal writing to have a final read and give you some final comments on this. And yeah, now I'm done.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you very much for your tips and recommendations. It's very useful. You have mentioned that these kind of calls are it's very easy to justify through lump sums. So from an administrative point of view, it's easier than other calls.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know if there are participants from Spain, but for instance, if we compare to the grants of our regional administrations is, of course, totally different, especially you have a pre-financing, which might be a relief for companies to operate. And then usually payments, I would say at least the ones that we manage, okay, I don't know other companies, but at least the one we manage is very straightforward. And if they said that they will be paying you in month 20, probably is delayed 1 month maximum, but it's a very streamlined process.
Yes, this is a handicap for SMEs and for a startup that they need the money before. Okay. So thank you, Maria. And now we are at the end of the session, and we would like to open the part of question and answer to the speakers.
Maria, I have a question for you concerning to cascade funding. Most of them or all of them are oriented to SMEs. But I have a technical question. What happened with freelancers? There are many, like we say in Spanish, autonomous, or we can say in Poland, there's some Polish companies here, działalność gospodarcza. Is it possible for them to apply for those funding, cascade funding?
The ones that I presented, no, but I know they have been calls in the past that they were funding also freelancers, especially maybe what I remember, okay, and there might be others, for instance, in next generation internet, where, the type of organizations or people working in this domain are more this profile of freelancers and innovators themselves. There it was allowed. I know, for instance, in the case of some calls that we are now managing, that they are looking for artists and they don't ask artists to be part of an SME. Okay, they can just apply as a single person. So this is possible, but in the ones that I presented, unfortunately not.
And I'm sorry, and a kind of mixed solution. Are there some like little consortium made by maybe a mix of companies, SMEs, like 2 SMEs, applying for the cascade funding? And is it possible, for instance, to have a mix of one SME and a freelancer for for an innovative project? for cascade funding?
I mean, as I said, it depends a lot on the open calls. In the case of these calls that I was mentioning, it was Hungry Eco Cities and another one that I cannot recall, where their artists were required and they could apply as a single person. But I know there is another call, for instance, that is not managed by FundingBox, that is called Circulus, that is on circular economy. And there they are looking for the three different types of organizations. So they are looking for SMEs, they are looking also for profiles more related to universities. Another one that is digital innovation hubs. And they want to include digital innovation hubs in order to help to disseminate the results of the project. So they are having like this role more in the communication and dissemination, whereas SMEs, have this deployment activity or endeavor within the consortium.
Thank you.
I think I saw a hand raised.
Yes. Pablo.
Thank you. Yes. I have a question about the TALOS project, very interesting. The challenge number 16, the AI-based microclimate monitoring and recommendation system, APV. This is, I suppose, about to make possible to build a system which makes a recommendation about when to put water or not on the ground for the crop. But if you are going to use AI-based algorithms, you need a lot of data, okay? And to obtain this type of data, you can use data from sensors you put on the land or directly from satellites. So it is possible to obtain previously to the presentation of the proposal some specific data or some the specific location of where it's based the demonstrator in order to see if from as satellite image we can see the ground directly or the photovoltaics plant it covers completely the ground. Other questions? It's there are somebody who we can ask about this.
Yeah, I'm not the right person, unfortunately, but I will put in the chat the link to the TALOS. I know in the guide for applicants, they have listed and I have detailed what it means each challenge is. So there are technical description of what the challenge entails. Again, there is also this what is called help desk, where you can send your questions in case you don't find the answer in the guide for applicants, and they will redirect you with the technical partners that are the ones that, in this case, that should give you the answer. Okay. If not, also the 21st of November, there is this webinar that they are organizing. I also recommend you to participate in the webinars because usually they give more information during that sessions that what is written in the guide for applicants. Okay. In the guide for applicants, they tend to be very technical, whereas in the webinars, you can also ask questions. So my recommendation would be please reach out to the project because they have technical people that will be able to answer all your questions.
Thank you a lot.
I see someone ask about Circulus. I'm going to look for the website and I sent you.
Maria, the last question. I would like to know if the same SMEs could be beneficiary from different cascade funds opportunities?
Yes, yes. There was like 2 years ago some kind of restrictions for manufacturing companies, but this was banned. I mean, they are not doing it anymore. So yeah, you can apply to different calls, and if you are successful, there is no problem for you to receive funding from different sources.
Okay, thank you.
What is important, just to mention, what is important is that you make sure that it's not double funding, okay? This is not permitted in any European project. This is something that they will be checking in the due diligence processes. So once you apply, there will be this process to check your eligibility, also to evaluate the quality of your proposal. And finally, in case of the double funding, in FundingBox, we ask for this information and is reviewed also by the technical partners to check whether this risk of double funding exists or not. So as long as your proposal, it covers different parts of the innovation process, there is no problem.
Okay. Thank you. So I think it's time to conclude the session. The speakers have include different links in the chat about the open calls. And also we are going to distribute the presentations. So thank you very much to the speakers, to the attendants. I hope you find very useful and valuable the information provided. And I would like to encourage to present your application and to get your funding opportunities in Europe. So thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye.